Okay, I thought I was live, and the good thing I looked, and now we are live. So, hi Sylvia, happy full moon, everybody. Akasha here, Nan Akasha, and I've been cleansing and clearing. We have a beautiful temple of light here, and this is a full moon temple. This is a very special temple that is for me, become what they're telling me is called the Moon Maidens, the Temple of the Moon Maidens. And so they're going to be with us today on this full moon experience. And I'm going to give you a little bit of energy update, so like a spiritual weather report for the week. And then we're going to go into our full moon meditation. And first, the goddesses, the sacred feminine energies have really consumed my life since the calling to Greece that happened in August. And as we are journeying to go back to Greece, as I'm getting ready to journey across the peninsula, the Yucatan Peninsula, it's about a 4 or 5 hours to get to where I hold, I forgot I switched headsets. Okay. So I'm getting ready, hopefully you can hear me, to go across the jungle and be there for a couple of weeks, a little more even, until my birthday. And I'm going to come back on my birthday. And this whole journey, this is like a wormhole, a pathway, right? This is like an opening in my life's timelines, in my soul. And I can take many paths. You can do the same thing. Every day things are opening for us. And there's so many portals opening for people that in the private sessions, which by the way are on sale right now through Wednesday, and it's the only sale of the year. So you can get a session or 10 sessions and use them for your birthday, for the new year. The ending and the beginning of the year is a very good idea. And if you want to do a mentoring, more than random or, use 4 sessions in a month or 2 as you would like. I have brand new, in the first time in over 5 years, I think maybe 6 years, that I've offered this, and I wasn't sure if I was. So I have a few spots open for private spiritual mentoring. And you can see all of that at the shop, so I won't bore you with the details. It's just that not only is it new and limited, and I don't know if I'll open any more for next year. It's not a year though. It's a 4-month commitment. And then we can decide, and you'll have the priority to decide if you want to go again after a gap of a month or 2. And then you will have all of me for the year, because I'm only going to do 2 rounds of mentoring. The first is from January to April, and then the other one will start in July. So what we're going to do now is go in and awaken the magic. So everything for me is about the rising of the sacred feminine. That doesn't exclude people in male bodies or who identify masculine. We are letting go of gender pretty quickly, yay. And in that sense, there's a freedom, right, for people to be more expressed, more aware of who they are, more accepting of who you are when it occurs to you that you could even think this way, right? And so what we are doing in a full moon is always a party. It's always a harvest, right? There's more light, there's more illumination. Now remember, the moon is reflecting. So it's such a perfect embodiment of the sacred feminine. So this year is going to be, for me, and probably 2 years is what I'm guessing, but this is all come to me through my channelings, through my trips, through the retreats, through the classes, through these, and thank you for supporting me in my Gaia's Crystal Cave. I did one more the other day that just came up spontaneously. So if you're wondering why you missed it, you didn't. It was during the Mystical Stargate Temples show, which was a lot of fun. By the end of that, Gaia was very present and said, time to talk. And so it's my personal journey. It's a little weird, probably, if you watch it. However, people seem to, if they're drawn to come, we're in a circle, and so you get to receive healing, and people said that they felt their heart was wide open, and just a lot of beauty and love always comes through, even if it's a challenging thing. However, I'm moving towards my birthday, so when you get close to a birthday or to a solstice, equinox, or the end of the year, so we have all of those coming up. It's nice we've cleared the eclipses already. So we had our eclipses. Eclipses can be between, when did we have the first one? October in the fall. And a year, 2 years ago was practically on, a couple of years ago was on my birthday. Okay, it was like on the 13th or the 12th or the 14th or something. So it'll range in there, but there's always two. So remember, with eclipses, this is massive change, going in a new direction. You don't have a choice. The universe is picking you up and moving you. And where you go and how you experience that transition and integration is completely up to you. And that's where you do your inner work. You want to do your inner work. You want to do your spiritual work. You want to make it a priority. There's never been a moment on this planet before that it was more important. I know that I have spent 40 years or something of this life and many other lives preparing for this moment to be one of the people who is out here on the edge, just letting go of identity, letting go of conditioning, letting go. And anyone who wants to come with me, here I am. Okay, I'll take your hand if you come to a retreat or a class, or you do a session with me, or you come to these lives. Being in space together is what we need. So for me, I channeled and received all visions and all of that. I'm a seer and an oracle and all these things. And the more I let go of caring what the right label is and caring what anyone thinks, because not really shockingly, but I guess it was a little disappointing or sad, but I don't stay there. I don't live in those places. However, a dear friend who's in energy medicine and who we really have had the most amazing time together. I love to meet other people who are on their path, and we sync, and we can co-create, and we can co-channel, and we can co-lead healings, and we can do this. And this is what I'm looking for. And I'm looking for this year to bring in some featured people into some of my events, and to create online gatherings, global gatherings, where we gather more and more and more. And I say women just because that's more women come than anyone else, but of course everyone is welcome. And the key is that we aren't separate. So when you realize that you were designed to prosper, you have to have peace. Then we look at the world and say, do we see peace? Do we see peace in the Middle East? Do we see peace in the government? Do we see peace in business? Do we see peace in people? I happen to live somewhere very peaceful. I live somewhere where the people are happy and they're warm and they're just going about their business, and everybody's very friendly, and nobody's talking about stress and feeling disappointed with their life and frustrated with their job and being pissy to people, for that. But there are so many places on the planet where people are stressed to the max, pushed beyond reasonable limits emotionally, mentally, financially. What, where, how? This isn't working for me anymore. Who am I becoming? I don't know. Is it safe? Should I do this? Shouldn't I do that? It's like this time of people waking up and they go, oh my gosh, I want to come to your retreat, or I want to do mentoring, or I want to do this or this or this. I know what the solution is. And then they come back and they go, no, I'm not doing that. I'm doing this. Or I don't know what I'm going to do. Or I'm a terrible person and I can't do it. And then I feel like I'm dying inside, and I feel like I'm burning to death. And taking these steps towards what your heart wants you to do, what your soul wants you to do. So the full moon is like the fullest, ripest, most beautiful sacred feminine energy, and it's showing you that you have to receive first. One of the most important sacred feminine mystic arts, okay? That's the name of my mystery school this year, and probably the next. I'm going to be teaching you sacred feminine arts. We're going to be going deep into the mystery, deep into the magic. That's accessing the lives that you have, that already have, and remember these talents that you have, these wisdoms, these experiences. Maybe you were a medicine woman. Maybe you were the leader of a tribe. Maybe you were, the channel or the oracle in a sacred circle and stone circles, or the Celtic times. Maybe you were in Atlantis as a gardener of medicinal plants and you knew how to talk to plants. There's so many possibilities in your soul. And this is the moment for us to connect to those. But this is a mystical experience, okay? This is acknowledging I'm in a body, yet I am a god. I am a goddess. I am divine. I am source energy. I am no different than anything else in creation. And when you realize that, then you face all the fears, right? And that's what I've done for 30 some years. I don't know about you, right? Just like, there's more. Oh my gosh. And following the path that opens. And what I do now is I'm very blessed to live 100% in my path. I don't do anything for any reason other than it's optimal for my soul and highest good at this time. Please do that as well. And yes, at first it's hard. You have a life full of commitments and you feel obligated and you feel guilty and you know, people are used to you pleasing them and not speaking up for yourself or not taking time to yourself. And there's all kinds of adjustments that are going to happen. But this is a beautiful moment. So we've had the full moon for a few days. She peaked this morning for me about 4 a.m. And now she's going to feel, you're going to feel this illumination, a big portal. And moonlight is soft. It's a silver goddess ray. It's the 10th ray of creation. So you start to feel this. You start to sense it. You see and ask the silver ray to come. You feel the moon following you. You communicate with her in whatever way you relate. She could just be Luna or moon. She could be Ixchel, the Mayan moon goddess. That's the patron of my land. And we're going to be going, oh my gosh, for the goddess retreat that's coming up in a few weeks. If you want to come, jump in. It's a last minute thing and it's for my birthday. And then we're going to go to her sacred town. I don't want to say ruin. And it is the place I did my first retreats at. I went in, the first time I went to this place, I was there with Chris and I was investigating. I hadn't been there. And the shaman I wanted to work with and do a ceremony with told me how to go about trying to get permission from the government to do ceremony in these sacred places. And she recommended this site and nobody goes there. Which is one of the reasons she recommended it. And I went there and Chris was in the car and he was doing something and he said, I have to finish this, go on ahead. So I put on my headphones. There, let you see a few more of my friends. And I put on my headphones and I walked and I stepped into this sacred Mayan place, ancient place. And I could see the veil. It was like one of those movies, right? Where you see through it, but you touch it or you go through it like a stargate or something. And these temples are stargates. That's why they were built, to go to other places, to go to higher realms, to go to other lives, to go to other planets, to go work with the wise ones, the elders, the grandmothers. So that's what we're going to be doing this year. In each of my classes, there's going to be sacred feminine magic tools. And we're starting with healing the mother wound in December. We're doing prosperity magic, which is going to give you a handful of tools to use daily, if you would like, to discover how to manifest in the sacred feminine way, what is prosperity, how this is your natural state, how to embody it. So you could put one on and keep re-embodying it and feeling it, envisioning it. And you could put one on that helps you to cleanse and to go into your shadow. And all of these are with loving, graceful, divine feminine guides and awakening within you that not just clearing your intuitive pathway, right? We have to clear and cleanse and strengthen not just the chakras, but there's all these other pathways within our light body, and our aura needs to become golden. And so that's something that the dolphins are helping with in person and in the classes. And there's going to be, okay, so I'm just learning this now. There's going to be a dolphin message and healing healing in each of the classes that I'm offering. So there'll be a new one. They say they want to come in each month and offer us a recalibration, and it has to be fresh. Wow, thank you guys. This is coming from you, isn't it? It has to be fresh. It has to be fresh each month because you're going to be transforming so quickly. And the first 3 months of the year are vital because the dragon year will kick in and you're already feeling it. However, it's going to kick in, and between February and April, there will be an up-leveling of this intense masculine imperialistic energy. And you really must focus on raising your sacred feminine energies and freeing yourself, whether it's in the sacral, the heart. They're showing me a lot of people have energies around their hands. They're like a prison for your hands that you can't receive, right? Because we've created these things to protect ourselves from being burned to death or blamed or outcast or something that's happened in other lives. However, that's what this is about. The sacred feminine is stepping back into the creator cycle, becoming the cycle of life, understanding death and birth, death and rebirth, resurrection and renewal and rejuvenation. And all of these things are within you. There is nothing that dies that isn't become food, become the gems and distilled down. And this is the wisdom you have to find so you can release the wound and stop walking and creating any more sacred feminine wounds. The sacred feminine wounds have been just drilled into everybody, and they're bad, they're terrible, they're horrible. They have caused so much pain and so much separation for everyone, not just for women. When the masculine and the feminine are out of balance, it kills everything. It takes the life force away. It doesn't allow creation to be easy. So a few people take everything and everybody else struggles. This is not the way that life is designed, and you know it. Yet there's these fears, there's these blocks, and each of these places holds a wound. And there's going to be an important new class when the dolphins come and be involved, where we are clearing each chakra and the vows and the contracts and the blocks that are there by going into the shadow and freeing the secrets. This is one of the most powerful ways, and these are we are going to be able to recalibrate you. So after the healing the mother wound and opening that portal to freedom. Now, healing the mother wound is a 3-hour workshop. It's on sale. Make sure you get it. However, this is just opening the portal, and you may have to keep repeating that. Who knows how long it will take to heal the mother wound. It's not a thing that happens in 2 seconds, and it can be. Just depends where you are. However, when you include the dolphin, so we're going to do this for the December one. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so Perseus is here too, and Perseus is our moon dolphin, and I'm going to get to kiss Perseus for the first time ever next week. So Perseus is a baby girl dolphin, if you're not familiar, who I met in March, and she was too small to interact with humans, but I met her mom and her dad and fell in love and came back and was talking about her, and she started channeling through me and told us she's an ancient soul because, Perseus is a hero, is an ancient Greek hero, and is a man, and they were like, whatever. Now I think they've changed her name again to another dude's name. However, this is Perseus to us, and she's told us that she's here in a girl body with the wisdom of being these ancient heroes that were typically masculine. However, this is the blend. And so she said she has to connect to people like me and to the owner who came to rescue these dolphins, and that this is a full moon. So regardless of the phase of the moon, Perseus will come and talk to us. However, I know that she has more to say today, and we're going to, okay, so we are going to do, if you join the mother wound, the dolphins are going to channel a healing. And if you join the prosperity magic, a new one. And if you join the sacred soul powers, another one. Okay, I got it, you guys. Okay, so the dolphins, the ones I know, these are coming from. Now, other realms may come in. Often we have the rainbow dolphin realms and the other ones, and they have different vibrations and different particular focuses, right? And so there's many levels of healing, but they can scan, they can sonar, they send energy when we do our meditations and everything with them, and kiss them and do third eye activations and all of that. Thank you. Yes. So I got to write that down to add this, that those are some of the bonuses. Okay, good. And if you're interested in private mentoring, just reach out to me. And I have a few spots, and it's something that I really considered when Spirit brought it forward. And the primary thing is that this is a year of raising the sacred feminine. And so there's women and men that are ready to take their intuitive skills, their trust of their inner self, their communication with spirits, with their body, with their higher self, their willingness to release the old identity, to accept where they are in their life, and reclaim that voice, reclaim that power from not blaming anything, looking into those wounds. We're going to recalibrate everything. So together, and then you have me by your side to make progress in 4 months that will be exponential compared to what you can do on your own. That's just the way it's designed. So if that's not where you are, then it's not for you. Okay? And so what we want to do is some cards, right? Oh, I know, sweetie. Everything is changing. They keep telling me everything is changing. Everything is changing. Everything is changing very, very quickly. And we have to be in the flow, release more. Not staying attached to things, even with the mind, like, should that have happened, or why did it happen, or who let it happen, or why did I do it? Like, it's literally irrelevant. As soon as something has transpired, you need to stay in the moment, because you're the one that's holding the path. You're the one that's holding the vision of your future. If you wander off holding that vision for all of you and all of your support and all of your intuitive network and your soul blueprint and all of your guides and everything, they're following you. You're looking, okay, we're going this way, and they're going, okay, she needs this, and this is what's happening next, and put Escaplios over there, and she needs, the 3 muses over here. Let's bring in some gold rays and some bunnies. This is how my life is. The world is just full of magic. And so finally, I don't care if anybody doesn't like the word magic. I don't care if anybody doesn't like the word oracle. I started telling that story. Yeah, so I had some, it was like in June, I think. I did a show where I said I was going to be the oracle for the dolphins or something, for the Delphi dolphins, and received messages. And then I spoke to this woman, and she was so offended and condescending and in her spiritual superiority, and it shocked the shit out of me, to be honest. And she was like, so what is this oracle thing? And I was like, well, what are you talking about? This was before I started talking about the oracle in Greece, a couple of months before. And she said, you're calling yourself an oracle now? I don't like that. And here's a moment, right, where you're like, wow, this is someone I trusted, someone I thought was on my vibration, someone who's into healing and energy work, someone who's supported my work, traded shows and things like this. And only a few months before was so overwhelmed and excited about what I was doing that on air 3 times in a row was like, oh my God, you're the greatest thing, and we're coming and we're doing this, and I want you to do this for me, and I want you to do that for me, and this is mine, and come to me. And she wanted to do retreat, all these things. It was unbelievable in just a couple of months to go from acting like that to over here like, who do you think you are? It's extremely distasteful. And the entire show was extremely awkward because there was no more recognition. There was no more mutual respect. There was no more reason to be there to play together. And ideally, I should have just said, you know what? Just tell him I was sick and do the show yourself. There's no point for it. And I don't care. I don't take it personally, but it is feedback, okay? You have to see, if you take it personally, or if you get upset, or if you get disappointed, or you crave it, or you attach to it, or you want it to be true, or why didn't it happen? And you start saying, what did I do wrong? And you try to figure it out while you're emotionally in turmoil, or you allow the emotional turmoil to come up. Now, I don't typically go anywhere near the emotion anymore. I watch the emotion and I'll look for it, and I'll be up here watching myself. This is what you want to become. You're the witness of your life. So the full moon is right now showing like, boom, I'm reflecting the sun. The sun is you. The sun is you, okay? And it's yourself. And so the moon is reflecting yourself. It is being a mirror for you, and it's allowing you to see and feel yourself. So if the moon is bringing full moon, like a whole spotlight of light down on you, now you have the capacity to receive it and to know that this illumination is going to be step by step taking you on a path. Now, one of the things that's coming up, I'm making, finally finishing an oracle deck. I have had many years. Hi guys. Oh, Cheryl, how wonderful. Hi Nam, hi Irritag, and Sylvia. And so I have been making oracle decks for literally decades, and different art formats, and not being able to figure out how to make them. So they're finally just took a huge leap recently, and my beloved is doing the art, and I'm telling him what I want, and we're in this wonderful creation of flow. And my version is a goddess face that's full of fire, like the whole crown and the sun. It's like a sun goddess, but then there's a third eye and these eyes that are lit on fire. And the more that I spoke to her and the more I looked at her, because I'm allowing the sacred feminine energies that want to be a part of this teaching. This is like gathering an academy of teachers together, and they're asking me, create this circle, create this sacred feminine circle, gather as many people as you can around the world, and then virtually and in person we're going to travel together, and we're going to help you open and awaken these places that are full of fear or need love or have, beautiful portals to divine healing because of the plants or the energies or the devas or the goddesses or the temples or the stargates, whatever is there. The world is full of all kinds of this beauty. And so the more that I spoke to her, it was first, okay, it's a sun goddess. Wow, it reminded me a little bit of Kali, if you're familiar with Kali, like woo, 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 woo. If you want shit gone in your life, woo, she's scary but powerful and totally on your side. She comes in with a whole bunch of knives and cuts everything. So I did finally call on her when I needed to take action towards my divorce. I was getting very ill. And so I let Kali come in and help me. And so then all this stuff about the phoenix has been coming through. So I want you to take the full moon, and I want you to walk at least the next 3 days in a path that is illuminated. It's illuminating you. So you're seeing yourself, and you're only seeing, she's showing me, just far enough for the next step. And not to be looking out, trying to make plans, and not trying to be looking out too far. Like, of course, you take, if you're on a trip, you buy stuff and you pack, if you're doing this, you do that. I'm talking about in your head, or trying to figure things out, or figuring out what to do next, or am I doing the right thing, or what is anything. Any questions you have right now on the full moon, this is a receiving time. In the new moon, which will be very soon, it is a planting time. So right now you're receiving. You want to receive. The divine feminine has to receive first. And so the phoenix energy finally came up over and over. And this beautiful goddess, I looked at her and said, oh, you're the phoenix rising within, behind the face, behind the mask. And this is what's happening for most of you, right? It's happening within, and you want it to manifest in the world, but it isn't quite there. So when you let go of feeling unloved, that's what healing the mother wound is. You don't have to hate your mother in this life. That's not what the mother wound is. This is ancestral. This is lineage. This is you feeling worthy of the divine mother's love, or that you are not judged for mistakes you perceive you made, or you don't have this original sin because Gaia loves all of her creations. And so healing that is basically saying, I'm ready to drop everything that is preventing me from receiving and receive love, and then receive whatever other energies you need. So this is a time of drinking in that divine silver light, drinking in adoration from however you relate to the moon. For me, Isho and Luna, I like a lot of them. So the Phoenix is a very important, so the card, my card, which I'm not going to show you yet, this is from an incredible new deck I got that I'm very much enjoying. And it's a Colette Baron-Reid Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. And I was intrigued because it's very magic-y, and I have a huge history in the goddess world and magic-y and planning and leading rituals and Festival of the Goddess every year and raising my kids there and all of this. And I love that it's the hidden realms, because they've told me this year that I'm a realm walker, and I felt, wow, that feels so correct. So this is called the Phoenix, Resurrection, Surrender to Change, number 29. So this is one message for the full moon. If you resonate with it, take a moment and feel into that. Now, I truly believe that we all are in this phase of the Phoenix, and many people resonate with the Phoenix in different ways at different times. We have many, many myths, stories, and histories and religions and all this based on this idea. And the Phoenix is the cycle of life. It is the divine feminine. It's the part that knows. It's the Ouroboros. It's the serpent of life that swallows its tail, because it just is a continuous circle. And that eternal nature of who you are is the truth. Now, the other thing that the sacred feminine is rising for is, of course, so not so we go out and march and protest and act like men. Please don't do that. Don't go back. Don't go back. Don't go back. What is the sacred feminine? What if you were going forward on your path and everything was perfect, but you had no idea what it was going to be like? Like you were completely like, I'm in unknown territory. I don't know how to embody the sacred feminine from this place, because everything's breaking down, and you can't go achieve something by going against its basic principle. So if you're meant to receive it and you go chase it, it's going to make it really difficult for you to find your sacred feminine self. And that's what everything I'm going to be doing the next year is designed for. So the private sessions are on sale. The private mentoring is on sale. There's a whole bunch of other stuff for $5 and instant access goodies. And then there's the retreats. And so everything has a special bonuses and prices. And so enjoy that. Ask me any questions you have. And then take a look at asking yourself some of these questions if you react negatively toward the idea of the sacred feminine arts. And I want to make it clear that I went deep into, well, what does that mean to me and what does it mean to the world? And there's a lot of incredible things out there for the sacred feminine, for the awakening feminine, for the divine feminine, for divine sexuality, for all these aspects, because, sacred feminine is a pretty huge category. And what we've become clear on, thank you, I love doing this work because I'm constantly receiving information every day. And now the clarity is here to say, you're not trying to punish something or judge something. The masculine is to blame. The feminine's out of balance as much as the masculine's out of balance, because they are this. They are the yin yang. So if one looks like it's overpowering the other is also in agreement by shrinking, right? By hiding. So we are essentially balancing, rebalancing. However, we're not going back. We're going forward. We're spiraling up to a new place. We don't know what it's like to be in a culture, in a job, in a relationship, in a family that understands balance. sacred masculine, sacred feminine? We don't know. It's never been experienced for so long. And our other lives and our genes and the ancestry that you're connected to through your genes and the lineages you're connected to through your other lives. This, not just your physical body in each of those lives and your bones and your body and your DNA that are still here on this planet right now. Like you could go somewhere and suddenly be standing next to your grave of a body that you embodied in another life. You could go to an ancient temple, and this is one of the reasons I love going, and have a past life experience or have a re-empowerment experience or have a healing of some kind because you were actually there and your DNA is still there. And it's so powerful to reconnect to that. So think about all this stuff. Walk in the full moon. Even if you're sick in bed right now, right? Just go into the full moon, walk this path, feel this beautiful energy. Now, I'm going to tell you in a moment a few of the other energies that are going on right now, and then we'll do a nice full moon meditation. So another deck that came to me in a very, very, very sacred way. I was at the crystal store buying crystals for my retreat people. Yes, I bring everybody presents. We've got all kinds of new crystals, little cute bags and beautiful things to, and then we all bring them everywhere we go. So they're filled and they're activated in our sacred ceremonies, in our sacred caves, at our sacred temples. And I was telling you, we're going to the temple of Ishel. The first time I walked through this veil and I was immediately in another world, and I knew it. There was a sense of magic. I actually want to say that. There, I know it's my favorite word right now, but it was. And the ceiba trees, which are these huge trees, that is the tree of the life to the Mayans. Every couple of years, they get these pods, and they're filled with white, silky fluff, right? They have the seeds in them, and they start floating through the air. I'd never seen this before, and I walked in, and whoosh, I felt I was in this other world. And I started to walk, and I had my music on, so I was like super in another world, and I'm singing and chanting, and pretty soon I'm a caretaker there. And I remember being a caretaker there as someone who remembered that I was a priestess for the Jaguar Temple of Ishel, because this whole site is dedicated to Ishel. And there's a temple with some paintings still. There's lots of iguanas who are guardians and are awakeners of our intuition, and they fully embody the sacred feminine. And then there's the Jaguar Temple next to this cenote, this water, beautiful water, and it's all like. Then there's this grandmother tree that we go and we put offerings into her womb, and so we're going to be going there, and it's such a sacred feminine site. And I did 2 ceremonies there. The first one, the shaman did a full ceremony circle, and the second one we did a peace pipe ceremony, and we sat in the Jaguar Temple, and we did a peace pipe ceremony. And so that's going to be coming back because it's important we embody peace in order to prosper. And so the medicine woman oracle in English, I live in Mexico, was sitting there on the shelf as I was looking at the crystals for all my beloveds that are coming. So, and I'm very serious. If for some reason you feel called, I have a lot of people show up at the last minute to these retreats, and if you're called, the moment is now. I'm fully in agreement with Spirit. They keep telling me that, do it now. Really? Should I stay? Shouldn't I be this? I want to know, do it now. And, you know, I don't know, maybe I'm going to die in a month. Maybe the law will change and we won't ever be able to kiss a dolphin again. These are all possibilities. Maybe the temples will change. There's a lot more people going to start coming with the Mayan train now. And I feel very called to get some people to these sites in the next year before they become so full. Okay, so the medicine woman oracle. You do. Okay, she wants to wait till we have our full connection now. So let me just check on you guys. Everybody can hear me? Good. I don't see any problems. Perfect. All right. So we're going to go into our meditation, and we're going to start. Excuse me. My green smoothie was full of green things. Okay. So we're going to start by giving you a little information. And the reason I do the spiritual weather reports is because I look at the astrological energies for myself, and I realized how important it was in me deciding what to do. I just had my birthday, my solar return reading with my my favorite astrologer, good friend, Donna Stellhorn, and she's going to be coming on the show on December 18th to tell us all about next year, and you want to know about next year. So I told her what I've been channeling, what's the energy for me. The sacred feminine is important, this is important, that's important, and she says, oh wow, well you got it. And she showed me on my chart where these things are, like Venus is very prominent in a particular area, building community, all of these kinds of things, and everything coming from a little bit of a different perspective. So today we're doing the full moon magic meditation. Now the full moon's in Gemini, and Gemini is the twins, right? That's the symbol for the twins. And this is a very fun sign. My best friend from college was a Gemini, and I'm a Sag, so we are right across the wheel from each other. We have that complementary thing, and she's the most fun. She just was, everything was fun. She says, if it's not fun, why do it? And I totally agreed. So the energy of the full moon is social. This sign's got a lot of chattiness. It likes communicating. It's very curious. Likes to talk and be stimulated and learn new things. Do it in a fun way, like I just said. And yet now, what's the next energy that's mixed in here? Saturn. And Saturn we typically think of as stern, taskmaster, master, the block, the one that doesn't let you go forward. But remember, Saturn is here for your highest good, is here to make you become an expert, is here to make sure that you are fully prepared, that you don't miss something, that you won't get out there on your quest and your journey and wish you had something that you didn't do. And it's really to help you become the strong, open channel so you can upgrade, start to receive so many more energies, so many more guidance. So Saturn squaring, anything that squares is just like, imagine somebody standing in front of you, crossing their arms on their chest and squaring off with you, basically blocking your path and saying no. And so Saturn's saying, are you really ready? All right, so this is great. You've got the full moon. You need to receive the full moon. You need to fill yourself up with that silver energy. And then you need to realize, oh, you could be chatty with your own guides, with your own self. You could, find something that you feel is fun, curious. Like, what if I thought about this? What if I meditated every night on that? What if I looked up, Greece and whatever, right, is hiding. And what is going to stimulate you, what's going to seem fun, and then take this guide as like your protector. And it's saying, okay, great. Are you ready? What else do you need? How can I help you? What do you need to be prepared for? What can we go back and make sure is the stove off? Is the door shut? Did you lock the door? You're going on vacation. You're going on a quest. Let's make sure you have everything packed. Did you remember your passport? Okay, these kinds of things. And so look at it from a positive perspective. I literally walk around, and the minute something happens that's sort of like, whoa, I say, what if everything was happening exactly, ideally, optimally, for my highest good? Even though with my mind in that moment and my ego wishes something was different and wants to start criticizing me or wants to start worrying or wants to start dragging me off the path, my goal, your goal, is to stay in the light. Stay in your own pillar of light. So during this moon, you're going to have thoughts, you're going to have ideas, things can flow. You want to get ready, not rest, get ready for creative ideas and new ways of seeing things. So this is a fun moon, except that there's your really strong protector mentor, Saturn, saying, let's go into the shadow. Let's make sure you're prepared. Let's make sure you don't make it harder for yourself than you need to. And let's make sure that you have what you need, because most people have not let go of stuff they're done with. So all of this stuff, this Gemini stuff, is very strong, like double the strength because of Sagittarius. And Sagittarius, we're in Sagittarius season now, right? So we're going into Sagittarius. Woo, my happy birthday time. And happy birthday to anyone else having a birthday. And however, this is interesting. Sun and Mars and the goddess asteroid Ceres, which is a beautiful nurturing goddess, and these are all here. Okay, so Sagittarius is going to ask you to move, is going to ask you to travel, is going to ask you to create some movement in your room, in your life, in your mind. Get on a trip, come to a retreat, go down the road, change where you work, sit downstairs instead of upstairs when you work on your computer. Do something to feel movement in your life. Maybe just go for a walk, open the windows, I don't know. Okay, so coming up in December, you're going to take a leap in your soul adventure. And this is the full moon that's giving you everything you need. So you want to feel like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're filling up, you're preparing, you're packing for the trip. Everything is here. You start to see just the next step. That's all you need to do. I have a lot of packing to do to be gone for over 2 weeks, and I bring tons of crystals and statues and incense and crystals and things that I've activated at temples to sell for people if they want to buy them, and gifts for everybody, and all kinds of stuff, right? Not to mention just my own stuff. So there's this whole thing that instead of being stressed by it, I've been starting and doing it for several days already, and I'm doing it in a sacred way. I activate, I connect, I call in the dolphins and the jaguar. I see the condo that we're going to be in because I've been in it before, and I start walking around and going, oh, what else do you think we need? And I'm doing it together, and I make it because every energy I put into the bag, every crystal, everything I pick up, I'm creating my path, my experience. I'm creating the energy that goes into that. I'm not putting fear into it. I'm not putting anger into it. I'm not feeling, and if you're in fear, but you're going to something, because I've done this before, I'm going on a trip, but my ex was unhappy and mad at me, but I was going anyway, so I was carrying that energy with me, and I often wasn't able to be fully present. That's the nice thing about coming to a retreat with me. Even if you have some drama in your life, and many people do, getting here, you will arrive into my arms. You will arrive into this sacred space, into this feminine space. So everybody's coming early and staying an extra day. So we're coming a day before that, so that I have an entire day to be in the space and to bless it and clear it and cleanse it and talk it and draw and create the sphere of light there, and the portals and the goddesses and the energies, and do all my magic. And then you walk into that. So it doesn't matter. I mean, it's not that it doesn't matter, but all the fears you might have on your path, what is the energy you're putting into them? And if you're carrying fear, don't get afraid. Don't be mad at yourself. Don't make it worse. Accept it. And say, oh, I'm going with a little nervousness. I'm going with a little fear. I'm going with a little, okay, maybe the people at home aren't really happy that you're leaving, or maybe you're worried about your dog or something. And so you want to accept that the universe is here to support you. You want to call in the divine energies of the moon and all of the other elementals or the guides that work with you and are optimal for your house or your business or your dog or your husband or your mother or whatever it is. Don't be the one to carry a burden with you, because you're needed to be in the moment. There are many messages, there are messengers, there's medicine, there's healings, there's doors ready to open for you on this movement. So the sooner you say, okay, Sagittarius, I'm going to move forward. Now, the sun is you, and Mars wants action and energy. And Ceres is like, I love you. And here's, giving you, grains, it's that abundance. This is abundance. This is horn of plenty. This is growth and rebirth and growth and feeding you and nourishing you. Okay. So your soul adventure is happening. If you feel like you're waiting for your life to happen, it's not true. So this is a very friendly sun moon polarity, but remember the square. So it doesn't mean, oh, they're peeing on the parade. They're standing there saying, do you have your papers? Do you have your permission? Do you guys know what you're doing? Do you have your map? Is your cell phone charged? Before you leave, my job is to make sure you're ready. What a beautiful thing. Now we can love Saturn right? We can love Hades. We can love the underworld, because the underworld isn't bad. When you're in your divine sacred feminine, you are the cycle. You are death, you are rebirth, your birth, your rejuvenation, your everything in between. All of it is sacred. All of it is beautiful. Everything is eternal. The body only lasts a while, and that's okay. And we have to let go of the wounds and the drama, thinking that something went wrong and somebody took something from us, and that we can't fully now come back and blossom into a advanced species of ascended master, because we have to embody these sacred feminine skills to be the creators of the world we came here to be. So when it's squared, just the restrictions is to slow you down a little so that you can enjoy your harvest. Okay, so excelente. And we will go for now the meditation. This is the shop.nanakasha.com. You just go down here. These are the things that are on sale. There's the Dolphin Retreat. This is the Nonstop Spiritual Guidance, which was the Intuition Awakening Summer School. It is epic, and it's all there, instant access for you at a big discount. All these things are on sale. This is brand new Prosperity Magic we're going to be doing in January with the Sacred Feminine Mystic Manifestation class, and I highly recommend it. The Heal the Mother Wound, the Manifesting Magic is the Mentoring with Me. This is the Inner Goddess Spa Love Bath that we're going to be doing in a couple weeks. The Sacred Soul Powers is Awakening Your Past Life Gifts. This is a very powerful class, and it is going to be in February. And if you want to get it on sale, you can buy it now. And there's payment plans too. The soul readings is my #1 session. We do anything you need: soul regression, soul retrieval, shamanic traveling, energy light body healing, talking to your guides, reconnecting you to something, cleaning out your sacral. Doesn't matter what you need. This is the most powerful session, and they're on sale, so you can buy as many as you want. There's the Greece retreat coming up, the Sacred Spirit Guide Circle, the Meet Your Spirit Guide Council, Chakra Intuition. Some of these are $5. There's a small session, there's an abundance alignment, and there you go. Good. So let's come back together here. Okay, my dears, let me see if anyone has any questions. So as I go on my beautiful trip here, I'm going to be sharing things with you, and I'm in the next day or so before I leave, I'm following my sacred feminine. So I'm getting a lot of stuff done, right? And I'm packing and I'm remembering. And right now I have 7 people in my yard doing things. I've got a whole wall that has to be built and stuff like that. And so it could be overwhelming and it could be stressful. And yet I'm choosing that it is just all in flow and everything's aligned. And the more that I do that, the more that is actually the truth. And so there's a beautiful synergy, like a dance happening right now, where everybody is here helping me, weaving. You know, my beloved came up early to get me on here, and he's working on the oracle cards with my assistant Donna, so that we're going to have maybe 8 or 10 of them to play with at the retreats. And so they're sacred feminine guards, oracle. I don't know what the actual title will end up being. And so we're going to have that fun to play. And this is where I get to let go in each moment, and you get to let go in each moment. Like, okay, this is done. Maybe even if you have that list, maybe there's this phoenix, like, oh, I'm done with that. Because I've had so many experiences in the last 4 months that left me completely without any attachment anymore to that fear and that worry. And when I look for it, it's me looking for it from habit. And I also am looking for it to make sure it's not hiding and to see if it's there inside of me. And then I can sense it. There was a day last week where shit tons of stuff was happening all at once. I was like, okay, that's okay. Okay, that one, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Okay, answering this. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. And up here, I was operating, and this is what I do and what I teach you is to get to a place where you have your space under your own, not even your own mind, okay? You've reclaimed your mind as well, and you're watching and witnessing. And I could feel the alarms going off in my cells. They were very muted. It was like the volume has been turned down on all these fears and all these things, but there was so much happening that I stopped being able to track it with a logical mind, and then these things, and so it was so weird. I walked around for hours going, oh wow, I can really sense and feel all those old patterns and fears, and they're very muted. There's not a lot of them left, but they're in the field. Ooh, ah, yeah, ooh, ooh. And I didn't go into any of them. I didn't need to. I accepted that they were there, and I didn't try to stop them, and I didn't make it mean something like, oh, this is a terrible thing. Why am I not, why is this happening to me, right? So, okay. 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 All right. So, see if I can find it. Perseus would like me to share a particular slide with you, and I will have to see if I can find that. So one thing is, is to have a connection with any of these elements or these temples. And of course, going in person anywhere is wonderful, but we're multidimensional beings. All right, so really stay in the space where you have, thank you, wow, where you let go of, am I doing it right, or have I done enough? In fact, there's a lot of the sense of stop doing so much. Get rid of the agenda you have. Take the burden off for many, many lifetimes that you're carrying with you, or years or whatever. Like, oh my God, once I had my twins, I couldn't get anything done. I couldn't finish anything. I used to do a lot of art. I used to do a lot of fancy photo albums, and stuff would just stack up year after year after year, and I'd feel I was burdened with it. I was carrying it with me. Oh, when am I going to finish that? And I'm a big loser because I didn't make a fancy. And I thought, I just said, wow, all I want to do is be able to see the pictures. This was, photos a long time ago. So I just started throwing them into photo albums. And I just was like, it's okay if I don't cut out a border and put stars and make it perfect. It doesn't, so you take these burdens off of you, even if it's, oh, but I would rather like that. Okay, just let it go. There's way more interesting things coming for us. Right, okay, let's see here if I can find the picture of Perseus. And so the bison totem has come to us through the medicine woman cards and the medicine woman oracle. So I'm going to share this while I'm attempting to get the right picture here. And it's number 13. That's my birthday. So that's come up yesterday as well. Life is showering you with its abundance. Oh, whoa, yay, abundance. Okay, well, thank you. I didn't know because these are new. Okay, these are new. Beautiful, beautiful. So let me show this to you. Hopefully you can see this. And you can receive. And this is medicine woman energy. What does that mean? That is acknowledging the part of you that is a medicine woman. Okay, whether you were one or remember you were one in a Native American tribe or in Peru or in Egypt or I don't know, or not, it doesn't matter, right? That's that acceptance that there is a part of you that is what is a medicine woman. So, oh, where is it? I read the most wonderful thing recently about what that means, medicine. Because when I say medicine, it's about the energy. It's about the energy and the energy inside the energy, the medicine, the spirit, the essence, the healing, the uniqueness. So, chamomile has a particular medicine in it, and you take it for a particular reason, right? Mint has a completely different energy. So to me, and then I read this shaman said what medicine meant was magic. It's the magic life force essence in something. And I was like, bingo, that's exactly what I think too. All right, so beautiful, Tetonka. Life is showering you with its abundance, and we are very grateful for that. Let's go check out the dolphins. Oh. We could do that. I don't know where you are. So funny to have a dolphin here telling me no, watching the slides that I'm scanning through. And I don't think you're here. I think you're way, way down here. We could. Totally could. Okay, so let's see here. Oh my. There's some kisses. We have not been able to kiss Perseus. So dude, I'm gonna, there you are. You're so smart. Oh, how wonderful. Okay, so thanks to Perseus, now I believe they might be calling her, Anubis, which is an Egyptian god. I love it. I love it. I love it. So where am I? I'm over here. Okay, here we go, you guys. Screen. Is it on screen? It is. Okay, perfect. And here we go. This is Perseus. So this is Perseus, and this was when she was 5 months old when I met her, and that was in March. So she's, wow, how many ever months that is now. And she is not, we're going to go here as well. This is a new center, so we're going to go to our other center and love on all of our favorite dolphins, do our meditations and our kissings and our healings. And we're going to go to this new place and receive an echolocation where the dolphin comes right to your head and sends healing vibrations. Now, I've seen this. I used to go every Friday, and they would bring this paraplegic lady who's a dear friend of mine now, Patty, and they would bring her in and put her in the water with the dolphins, and the therapist, there was a dolphin therapy person, would call the dolphin over, usually Regina, different dolphins I worked with through the years, Shadia, and they would bring their nostrum, right, their nose, to the top of the head or to the bottom of the feet or to the back or whatever. And I would channel different things from the dolphins. They would say she needs it on the heart, and I'd tell the guy, and he'd go, okay. And then I would do energy work. I'd do light body healing as well. And so that's what the paraplegic, the people that came for that healing would receive, but that's not something that they offer the public, okay? And then there was once or twice where the therapist said, would you like to receive? And I'm like, yes, please. And so Chris and I were very beautifully gifted with, and sometimes it feels very soft, and I can see the energies that they send people during the retreat. So sometimes there's waves, sometimes there's rings, sometimes there's a pulse going up and down. They're scanning you, recalibrating you. They've already put a net of light around you. And then when I look back at some of the photos, I start to see more and more of the energy grids and the things that they're doing. Sometimes they're on two sides of somebody doing work together around that person, going underneath them and weaving. Just depends what we're doing. So this is a really exciting retreat. And this is a really exciting moment because they said, well, you can get in and say hi to Perseus. So we're going to be able to touch her, pet her, hug her, maybe kiss her, have some interaction with her because they know I've been waiting. And then we're going to have an echolocation with a different dolphin. And that's, wow, that's just really, really incredible. And so Perseus is here, wants you to connect to her energy. This is her with her mother, who was named Osiris. Again, that's the god of the dead for ancient Egypt. Her father is Zeus. Now, that is Osiris. That's the mom. And I think that's... Oh, these are some more of the fun babies over there. Sweet babies. Hi, baby girl. Oh, I love you. Okay, good. We're going to stay on here, I think. Yeah, we're going to stay here with Perseus. Okay, so we have, interestingly, in our full moon right now, we have the bison. We have the totem and the number 13. This is a master number. It also becomes a 4. So what is optimal is for you to look into this photo and start to tune in to the energies. Feel yourself in the sacred circle. Feel yourself in the temple of the moon maidens. Breathe in this waters. Breathe in the beautiful loving heart, the vibration, the aura of Perseus, her ancient soul. She's here to be a teacher, a healer, and a guide. She's an awakener, and she's asked me to bring you here. The buffalo, the bison, is here, considered sacred and a sacred divine gift, giving so much of self that you are abundant. And the bison says that with the silver moon, I join and shower you with the abundance that I carry within my cells and the memories of all who have been, in the reverence of my medicine. The energy is of sacred magical medicine, lives within everything. This is a moment of abundance, of energies that we are bringing into your field, into your aura as possibilities, ideas, and creativity. These are energies. The divine moon is showering down, and now you see these different rays of light. They seem to come down and turn into some form of sacred feminine guide. The moon maidens are here. They're circling you. They're singing. They're glowing. They're vibrating. They're weaving the full moon magic, the abundance, and the energies from your divine soul's path. They're pulling forward soul gifts, talents, wisdoms that are optimal for you now, that despite any blockage, Saturn is here, helping you check, prepare, be ready, like a master standing there, loving you so strongly, to be sure that you are prepared and protected. And Mars is here, fiery and flamey, full of energy and power, saying, yes, 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 now is time, now is time. Let's take these ideas, let's create. Let's not worry about where we're going. Let's step into the moment and ignite from the light from where you are standing. The sun is here, igniting the phoenix within your heart and your belly. You have 5 pathways open to you right now that would leap your life in a new direction, that would accelerate your healing, your prosperity, and your manifestations. They must be towards your soul's gifts. They must be towards your soul's freedom. They must be towards your soul's voice. They must be towards your soul's strength. The moon maidens dance, creating a spiral of divine silver as it moves around you. The sun and Mars and Saturn create a temple, a tetrahedron. Between the three of them, they continue to bring you round and round, absorbing this divine silver light, illuminating, filling you, nurturing you. Just be the receiver. Do nothing but receive. I am the Ancient One, the hero of all time, repeated through time, culture, story. I am Perseus, and I am every man. I am every woman. I am everyone who's ever embodied a body. I am a moon dolphin so that I can bring you the frequencies of success. Because your quest, your labor, whatever you see or feel has been challenging beyond recognition, devastating. Anything you've let crush you, anything you've let quiet you, anything you've let slow you down and hide from yourself. Now the hero rises within. Now the strength, the vision, the support is here. All heroes, all heroines are supported. There is never a story of defeat. There's a story of resurrection. The story of your life is one of creation, birth, growth, acquisition, magic, loss, death, birth. Now more death, now more rebirth, resurrection, the phoenix, over and over. This is your innate strength and ability. Remember now, you carry the codes of all heroes and all myths. Within each are stories and symbols and codes that show you there is no doubt, unless it is within you, that you are supported by the gods, by Gaia, by nature, by animals, by the moon and the stars, by you and other lives, by all life, all the way back to source. You are loved. Nourish yourself in this sacred silver spiral. The spiral takes you up. Leave behind what no longer serves you, and open your heart. Open your belly. Open your sacred space to the energy, to the self-revelation. Open to the moon and the joy, and accept all of this help. Know the communication is easy right now and it's fun. Take yourself on a quest out of your ordinary world. Walk each moment, and in 3 days you will see you have taken back your life force and birthed something new. I am that I am, and I am the phoenix rising. I am that I am, and I accept my divine, sacred feminine powers. I release myself from the shackles of fear, the stories. I reclaim my aura and my mind. I accept this divine light. Thank you to the moon maidens, to this beautiful bison, to the showering of abundant doorways. I know it is up to me to step through them, to stop waiting, to take action, to speak, to receive, to receive, to receive, and to receive even more. To receive until there is no longer an empty, bottomless pit full of craving. I am now full in the full moon, and I can still receive more. I am love, I am light, and I am infinite. I am the divine, sacred medicine for my soul. And so it is. I receive this medicine in this journey. I receive these guides and this light. I allow it to be woven into my central channel and to bring the medicine and light and love that is optimal, and it stirs within my sacral until I can no longer remember the past and I can no longer feel the pain, and it just overflows out of me, and I am a fresh spring of divine silver moonlight. And so it is. I receive and receive and I receive and I overflow. May this circle be open yet unbroken. May this divine love and light be offered to all on this planet and every planet through every time and every space. May this love and this abundance and these guides travel with love and grace to all throughout the multiverse who are ready for love, prosperity, abundance, and their own magical powers. And let it be, and let it be within me. Let it be. I see it. I accept it. I live in this world. I am. I am the light. I am the light. The darkness within me feeds the light. I am the cycle and the circle of life. I have all that I need within me. I accept, allow, and love my beautiful divine self. Thank you. I love you. Please forgive all the past when I have not loved and accepted you, myself. You're saying this to yourself. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This bath of moonlight continue for 3 days. Thank you. We will spread it as far as possible without filling it full of fear or control. We are the feminine flow of light and love. We have come to open the portals in the caves and the temples. We have come to awaken the hearts, and we have come to purify the waters within bodies down to the core of Gaia. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I receive. So take as long as you like to come back, see and feel all the energies that we received and all that are working here with us. Anchor them into you. Acknowledge how you see them or how you sense them. Give thanks whether you don't see them, and then accept that this is working in your life. Sorry about that. Accept this is working in your life. Accept this is working within you. Accept this is working in your environment. Accept that this is opening the path of light before you. Have a beautiful and blessed day, my beloveds. I will be sending you more while I'm on my wonderful trip. I hope you enjoyed that little journey there with Perseus. And we got to the full moon and all these beautiful guides and our abundance from the beautiful Tatanka. So these and of course any other energies that were optimal for you are there, and I hope that you will come and join me for one of the classes or as one of my mentoring students. And I can see already the transformation that's going to happen in 2024 is so profound that one of the reasons I was called to open mentoring spots was to support you from January through April, to have me by your side, because we're going to be entering the dragon year. You're going to be going through several portals. There's going to be the equinox. There's going to be these different things that happen. There's going to be pathways opening. There's going to be things falling apart. There's going to be a lot of intensity. And so I'm looking to walk and travel with those people who want to be there together, where I can support you. You don't, if you're getting a thought that says, oh, I can do this myself, I know what to do, and I have everything I need, that's okay. And I'm not saying you can't. However, if that's one of those limiting thoughts, like, oh, I shouldn't, or I don't deserve, or I can't have, whereas what's the quantum leap you could make with that? Okay, so anything that you feel is opening up for you next year, know that I'm here, and awakening your intuitive powers, your gifts, your psychic powers, your ability to manifest through magic and sacred feminine is what I'm all about. And there's a lot of magic coming forward. Take care, everybody. Love you. Namaste. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Iritag. Oh, I'm so glad. Welcome, 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 welcome. Abundance.